So today we are continuing reading the commentary story of the Weaver's Daughter, which is a commentary on Dhammapada 174. We've done previous parts of this. I think today we'll be able to finish the story, which is one of the best parts today. And so there are the earlier discussions you can access on the Pāli readings recordings. Particularly the verse we have analyzed in more detail in the first session, still in February, and then we'll recap the story in a second. But let me ask someone to read the verse for us. Venerable Nyanatejo, would you read the verse for us, please?
Andabutto ayang loko, tanuketa vipassati. Sakuno jala muttowa, apo sagaya gacchati.
Thank you. How much do you understand from this?
Andabutto. And not very much. And the Bhutto office has to do with kind of birth and things like this, but at the compound word Andabutto, I don't know. But it's describing the world. So this world is Andabutto, whatever Andabutto means.
It's born blind. This world is blind.
Okay, so Anda has
Tanuka eta, so few. Eta is here.
So few here see clearly. Vipassati.
That's right. Few here can see clearly. Sakuno is a bird.
So a bird jala muttowa. So mutto is often to do with being free.
Vimutti, from Vimutti, freed.
Yes. And jala is shining?
No, a net. Here it's a net.
Okay. So
like the Brahma Jala, the net of the great net.
But the bird is caught in the net of freedom. Doesn't make sense.
So there are few who can see, just like few birds are freed from the net.
Okay.
So Iva there is clipped, like birds which are freed from the net, which are also few.
Okay. And then Apo is little, is my
few or little.
Yeah, Saggaya Gachati. So few go to something. Few of them go to Saggaya. Okay.
Heaven.
Where?
Heaven.
Okay, like in the calling the Devas, we have the Sagga. Okay.
That's right. So few go to heaven because they are caught by they are caught by Mara's net. We did a more detailed analysis about the references in the verse. It's very interesting. Okay. If you look at the February recording, we went through what is referenced in the verse. It's a very deep comments that you're born blind because you don't have the eye of wisdom. And Loka is the Loka of beings, the world of living beings. So Loka is often the world of the senses, but here it's the world of living beings.
And of course, an epithet for the Buddha is Yochakuma, the one with eyes, the one with vision.
The one who can see, that's right. And that adjective will come up later here. And so, what is, who is it who can see? Vipassati, seeing with insight, having knowing, completely understanding, reference to Yoniso Manasikara, correct attention, and the net, Jala, who is capturing the beings, who is going to kill them is Maras. It's a reference to the one who kills you, death. Jalamut in the commentary defines Jalamuttovati Marana Jalena. Is the death, it is the net of death. Beings are covered with the net of death. And the way that a net is referenced is Mara as a trapper. Mara is trapping beings like birds in a snare. Beings are tied up with desire like birds in a snare. And the way you cut the net, Acce hitanghang idanama rupe, Acchida macchuno jalam, that one who here can cut craving, he cuts namarupa, he cuts name and form. So remember in Majjhima Nikaya 9, Sammaditthi Sutta, one of the ways Sariputta defines the path is that namarupa ends with the practice of the Eightfold Path. It's a significant thing about how you understand that term. And so he is the one who cuts the net of death, who cuts craving, and with craving he cuts namarupa. So that's for the verse. And I'll recap the story for those of you who were not here in the beginning. So this is about the daughter of a weaver. And one day the Buddha goes to the Alavi, goes to the village Alavi, and he gives a Dhamma Desana there about mindfulness of death, that short is life, that uncertain is life, death is certain, everybody is, your death is certain. And he compares the people who don't cultivate mindfulness of death, like a frightened man who seeing a snake, he will cry and shriek like a frightened animal. But somebody who has developed mindfulness of death, he will see from a distance the danger, the poison snake, and like a man who grabs a stick, he will throw it away, and he will not be frightened. He will not be shaken. So all the people in the assembly, they don't pay much attention. They just do their own business. The rest of the people, they just go about their own business. But the weaver's daughter, she is really impressed with this discussion, and she decides that she's going to develop Maranasati day and night. And so for 3 years, the only thing she develops is she always cultivates mindfulness of death. And then in the next part, we continue that after 3 years, the Buddha perceives that this girl is ready for the next stage of development, and he plans that he's going to go back to Alavi again. He's going to give a Dhammadesana there, and at the end of that teaching, the girl will be able to attain Sotapatipala. She will be able to attain the fruit of stream entry. And so he goes to Alavi again. He goes to Alavi. The people there give him alms food, but the Buddha refuses to give the Anumodana until the weaver's daughter arrives. And the daughter, so she is at home with his father, with her father, and she wants to go to listen to the Dhamma discourse, the Buddha's teaching. But the father tells her to go and fill up the shuttle of the loom, because the thread has run out and he has another piece of cloth that needs finishing today. And so he sends her to go and fill up. There must be some place in the village where the thread is filled. And so she goes there to fill up the loom. not the loom, the shuttle with a thread. And on the way back, with the basket in her hand, she sits down with the assembly waiting for the Buddha to give the Anumodana and be able to continue. And so the girl having arrived, the Buddha is going to address him. Address her. That's right. Yes, let's continue from there. I think that's enough. But the way the previous part we ended is that the Buddha sees that the girl is now ready to listen to the teaching, and she is able to attain insight, but he ends with the premonition that tassa kiratang divasang maranatu mutti namanatti, that for her, indeed for her, tassa, kira is emphatic, tang divasang, on that day, maranatu, he recognized to ablative, from death, muttinama natti. Mutti is freedom, and there is no freedom from death for her on that day. So she is going to die in some circumstance on that day. Ajahn Gavisaku, can I ask you to continue, please?
Sa olokita sanyāneneva sattarang upasangkamitva chabbanna rangsinang antarang pavisitva vanditva ekamathang athasi. So she, sa, olokita sanyana ena eva sattarang upasangkamitva. So she, having approached the teacher, the master, Sattarang Upasangamitva. So having approached the Buddha, who's the Sattha, the master, and Olokita Sanyana, do you have it broken down?
So here this is a reference that in the previous part we read the Buddha looks at her. And she notices that the Buddha has looked at her, and she knows that the Buddha wants her to approach. So Olokita is
looking at
seen or look. Sanyana ena eva. So ena here is the instrumental. So by knowing the look. By knowing that the teacher have seen her, she approached the teacher.
Right. Okay. So she knew that he looked at her, she having approached him, and then Chabbana Rangsin Nang Antarang Pavisitva. So having entered Pavisitva, having Pavisati to enter, Antarang inside of the Chabbana Rangsi is the six colored radiance that they say in the commentaries that the Buddha had like these rays or some kind of something like an aura of 6 colors coming out of him. So I think that's what it refers to, right?
The teacher's presence you could think of, but here the way the 6 colored
aura,
6 colored radiant rainbow aura of the Buddha.
Right. And then Ekamantangathasi, she stood at one side.
That's right.
Tatharupaya parisaya majhe nishiditva tunhi bhutang sattarang vanditva thitta kaneyeva tang aha. Tatharupaya parisaya majhe nishiditva. So parisaya majhe nishiditva is having sat down in the middle, majhe, of the assembly, parisaya. Parisa is assembly, feminine. So parisaya majhe is in the midst of that assembly. And tatharupaya. Tatharupa is of that kind, of that sort. Tatharupa, having such a form, shape, but it means like having sat down in the midst of that assembly. Tunhi bhutang satarang vanditva. Silently, tunhi bhuta is silent. So tunhi bhutang satarang. So do you think that refers to the teacher or to her?
No, this is the girl, I think.
She, I think also the. So she being silent and paying respect to the teacher, satarang vanditva, like paying respect, I guess, bowing to the teacher. Tikta kana kane yeva tangaha. So while standing, at the time of standing.
I think Tita here is just right there. So she is
Right
already
there?
sitting.
Oh, I see. That's strange. Okay.
So
she
she
cannot be
is
standing.
sitting. So Tita here, I think, just right there at that spot.
Okay, maybe it means that. But kana is the moment, the moment of. I don't know that
So
moment.
at that moment, right in that moment.
In that moment, Tangaha said to her, to him. No, Tangaha.
That's right, but the aha here is the teacher.
The teacher saying, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, he is speaking.
So the teacher said to her, tongue here.
Or doesn't it mean doesn't it refer to the content of what he is saying? He is saying that, I'm not sure.
The Buddha in the next line, the Buddha is addressing the girl, so
right.
That's the way it would add up.
Okay.
Venerable Tita Pemo, would you like to continue?
Of course. Kumarike kuto agachasiti agachasiti na janami banteti kata gamisasiti na janami banteti. I mean, the last line is basically the same. Kumarike.
The addressing vocative. The Kumarika is the girl.
Okay, it's name. Okay.
Kumarika is normally it's the ending, but this is a vocative, so he is addressing her.
Okay.
Girl, like girl.
Yes, Kuto is from where then?
That's right.
Da dove viene, basically, where you come from.
Yeah, where you come from. Agachati is to come, and agachasi, where are you coming from?
Where are you coming from? Okay, where you come
Kuto.
from. And Janami, it's funny because I think is the same. I don't know if the same, but in the first Parajika. For Parajika there is Janami, Passami, Passati.
That's right. Which means?
Then is what is?
Janami? No.
No, exactly.
So Najanami, I don't know.
Najanami, yes, I don't know. Banteti, it refers from who is speaking.
Yeah, she's speaking.
And then he asks again. Kamisasi is the same root.
From this is
exactly.
Gachati,
it's the same root of Gachati, right?
But this is the future.
Okay.
So
when basically where you go now.
Where you will go.
Where you will go, exactly. And she reply again, I don't know, basically.
That's right.
And probably in the next part, Janasiti, he replays, you don't know? And then she reply, no, I don't know.
No. She says the next one. He asks,
He says, like, don't you know?
You don't know?
You don't know?
Exactly.
And she replies, no, I do know.
I know.
I know. Ah, yes, right, because it's na.
Yeah.
Na is disappear.
I know.
And then he asked, you know? And she asked, I don't know. And she replied, I don't know.
I don't know. Okay.
And quite funny.
The meaning is going to be, somebody's microphone is quite loud, please.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Good. So with the koan will be explained later.
Okay, thank you.
It's like a Theravada koan, basically.
The cryptic exchange will be explained later. So itinang satta chattaro panye pucci. So this way, the teacher, so satta, chattaro panye. So 4 questions he asked. Mahajano ujjai. The people complained.
From Ujjayati.
So Mahajano, the many people, the gathering, they complained. Ambo passata, ayang pesakara dita samma sambuddhina sadding ichitang katesi. They complained that Ambo is like a exclamation. Oh, look, passata is, you recognize, look at it, from passata. Oh, look, this weaver's daughter, with the Buddha, Samma Sambuddhena Sadding, Ichitang Katesi. So Katesi is to talk.
Katha, from Katha is talk.
It's not the
That's
same.
right. So so they complain that this weaver's daughter talks. Ichita is a desire. So ichi is desire. The idiom is meaning she talks whatever she wants. She talks whatever she wants with the Buddha. Like they complain that she is talking seeming nonsense to the Buddha. And they explain that Nanu Nama Imaya. Nanu is again like indeed or certainly by this. So Aya is the instrumental. So by this girl, feminine instrumental, by this girl, Kuto Agachasiti Vutte. So Vutte here is a locative absolute. So when it is said, or when she was told, where do you come from? What she should have said, Vattabang. What she should have said is that I come from the house of the weaver, like where she went to fill the shuttle, the thread, the loom's shuttle. And when asked, Vutte, when asked, Kahang gacchasi, where are you going to? Pesakara salanti, vattabang siyati. So when asked where are you going to go, what should be said, vattabang, is that she's going home to her father, to the room of the weaver. Like that, they only perceive the people only perceive the trivial meaning in the questions.
This Pesakara Salang, the apostrophe should be behind the N and between NT, it's, yeah, that's right. Pesakara Salang.
Right. Salang, because Salang here is the,
yeah.
So the way you would write it is
Salang.
That's right. And this is iti.
And the sia at the end is like would, something that would happen, could happen.
Like that's right. That this is what would be said. This is what should be said as a response. Like they perceive the trivial meaning and they expect the trivial answer.
Yeah.
Venerable Atanyu, would you continue, please?
Sutta Mahajanam Nisadang Tatawa Kumarike Tawang Kuto Agachasiti Ute Kasmana Janamiti Wadesiti Puchi. So a teacher, no.
Yeah, that's right. Sutta, teacher.
Majanam is
It's the big group, the group there.
seated. No, sit.
No, not. So this is from root sad, and you recognized it from sound, like
Saddo.
saddo, and it gets the prefix ni, so ni saddang, so without sound. And so the teacher made the great assembly without sound, so he silenced them. He made them silent.
Okay.
Okay. Kumarike, girl. Tawon is you.
That's right.
Kuto.
From where?
Yeah, maybe.
From where?
From where you're from.
Where are you coming
where
from?
where you are coming from.
When it is being said, when it is being asked, when you are being asked, from where are you coming? Then Kasman Janami This is like two questions in one, isn't it? Two enclosed what do you call clauses, one inside the other.
That's right, two T after one another.
So why okay, yes, why you when question, why did you reply it? No, I don't know. And
and then
this
Puchi,
is what that's right. So Satta Puchi. This is what
Puchi
he asked.
He asked. So you have to relate it like this. So the teacher asked, having silenced the great crowd, and then he asked Puchi, and then this whole thing it refers to what he asked her. So you have to know what relates to which word. So he asked her this long question, basically.
So after this, why did you say I don't know? And so she replies, Ajanga Vesaku, please.
Bhante tumhe mama pesakara gehato agata bhavam janatha kutto agata siti puchanta pana kutto agantva idha nibbata siti puchatha. Okay. Bhante. So this is her reply, right?
That's right. She's
starts
talking.
with Bhante as a vocative addressing the Buddha. Tumhe mama paise karoge hato. So you tumhe janatha. So you know, but she is, I think, addressing him in a plural form, right?
That's right. This is the polite plural.
Polite plural. So she's talking to him as if she's talking to several people. Tumhe janata means you, plural form. You know, tumhe janata. You know me. Mama pesakara gehato agata bhavang. So you know, my state of coming from the weaver's house. Right? Agata bhava is the state. The bhava is like an abstract state of coming. So if we just say my coming state, my coming from pesakara geha. Geha is the house of the weaver. Gehato is from the house. Okay, so Bante, when you know that I have come from the weaver's house, the fact of me coming from the weaver's house, kuto agata siti puchanta. So being asked, puchati is to ask. So puchanta is, I think, the one that is being asked. She is being asked. Kuto agata siti. From where have you come? Yeah. From where are you coming? Pana. Kuto agantva idha nipata siti puchata. Pana puchata. Kuto agantva idha nipata siti. So it says you are asking puchata is a plural form again. You are asking really what I think what she means. What you are really asking is from where. Coming from where, kuto agantva, having come from where, idha, here, nibbata siti, you have reappeared, you have been reborn. Yeah, so kuto agantva means having, from agachati, so this is this past form, having come from where, kuto agantva, idha nibbata siti, you have reappeared, you have arisen or been reborn here. Right?
That's right. So the deeper meaning is, so she understands that the Buddha can see the obvious, that where she's coming from. So his question must be a more profound meaning, which would be, where are you coming from? Meaning, from being reborn from where? How did you appear here? This is.
Mm-hmm. And
her response is that I don't know. She doesn't know, what karma or what previous conditions have caused her to be reborn here.
That's right. This is easy. Ahang paranat janami. But I don't know. Kutocha agantva idha nibbattam iti. From where, having come from where, I have been reappeared or reborn here. Mm-hmm. Nibbatati means, is this word that's used in the commentaries for kind of to appear, to be reborn? It's also in the suttas a little bit, but not so much in this sense. Yeah.
Thank you. Venerable Janatejo, would you continue for us?
So, Attasa Satta Sadhu Sadhu Kumarike Maya Puchitapan Yoha Taya Visajitoti. Just that line, Ajahn, or further?
That will be enough for now. What would you recognize here?
So the teachers to her.
That's right.
So the teacher to her replied, going to the end of the sentence, Visajito.
Correct.
Sadhu Sadhu Kumarike. It is good, Kumara. Kumarika.
It's a girl.
It's a Kumarika, that you have answered in this way.
That the Puchita, so here asked question. Puchita is asked, Panyo is the question. So the question asked by me, by you, was answered.
Okay. So the Visajito actually refers to Kumarika.
That's right. Here, there's no verb for the teacher. So just the teacher says, and then you can continue.
Okay, so patamang sadhu karang tatwa utarimpi pucci. So first, so karang is well done well.
Yeah,
So
that's
having
right.
given,
Just acknowledging or recommending, praising, like sadhu karang. He says well done or something similar.
Yeah, and so tatwa, having given utarimpi pucci. So uttari is often to do with more or like the highest or whatever, and pucci again is the having asked. So
Yeah, that's right.
So put it together. So having first given some praise, he asked further.
That's right. He giving her the first praise or the first acknowledgement, because they are going to go through the other questions, and those will be Dutiyang Sadhukarang and Hattatyang Sadhukarang.
I see. Okay, so she got her first gold star.
That's right. So first red point from the Buddha. Pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, so kata gamisasiti punaputta kasama na jana miti videsiti. So where are you going? Where are you going to? Punna again.
Putta is being asked.
So being asked.
Is the participle.
It's from putpati, to ask, but she is being asked is a feminine form.
Okay, and then the kasama is to where? Why? Okay. Oh, why? Okay. Okay. This way. So okay. So being asked again, where are you going to? Why did you answer na janami ti videsiti? I don't know. Why did you answer? I don't know.
Yes. Thank you. Venerable Tirapemo?
Yes. Bante tumhe maham tasarapachim gahetawa pesakaran salam gachantim janata ito gantawa kata nivati sasiti puchata. Bante is clear. Tume I forgot, but we have before you
Plural you.
Then it's referred for the assembly, maybe basically maham.
No, because she's actually addressing the Buddha with this plural form.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
you,
Yes. In a polite way. And Tasaripachim is shuttle basket. What?
So she has gone to fill up the shuttle for the loom with a thread. So she has a basket with her with this shuttle that is filled with the thread.
So this basket.
Gahitawa. I heard a lot of time.
Yes, having taken.
Having taken. Pesa Karasam, I don't know. Gachantim, it's clear moving.
So she is going to the Pesakara Sala, to the hall of the weaver's house.
Okay.
And Janatha. So Tumhe is related to the Janatha. You know me as someone who is going to the weaver's house, having taken the shuttle basket.
Okay, then it's clear, like you already know where I come from, basically.
Right. And this is the other question, that where are you going to?
Exactly.
So she answered that she doesn't know where she comes from in terms of rebirth.
Exactly.
And then the next question is, where are you going to? And the trivial context is, which house or which place are you going to? And she says that, well, you can see that I have the shuttle basket, so you know where I'm going to.
Exactly. Yes, it's pretty clear, basically.
But
and ito tokantawa kata nibati sasi puchata is referred to Bante, right?
Yeah, you are asking.
Yes.
What you are really asking.
Exactly.
Is this ito gandva?
Okay. The Gantwan is at the same root of Gacchami, right?
So having come.
Having come.
Having come.
Kata is we have seen before.
Or like actually like more like going.
Where, yes.
You would have translated more like going from here, and then where are you gonna be reborn?
Okay.
You know, from here going somewhere else. Where are you going to be reappearing or reborn?
That's right. Nibbatisasi is future second form of being reborn, being reappearing.
So it's nibbatati is the verb, and then nibbati sati would be to future, and nibbatisasi is the second person, singular, future.
Maybe one more sentence, Venerable?
Yes. Ahancha ito chuta na janami kata gantawa nibati samiti. Ancha
it's already here. Ahancha.
Okay.
Ahan,
me,
I,
yes.
I.
Ahancha. Ito is from here.
From here,
yes. Chuta above.
Ito chuta. So chuta is from Savati, which means to fall, but it's used in the sense of to die.
To die, okay, yes, of
course. So having died from here, to pass away, having passed away from here.
Yes, Najanami, I don't know, basically.
I don't know what.
And what reply to the question?
Basically? No, I don't know
Kata,
where.
I don't know where.
Katva Gandvani Vadishamiti. So I don't know where, having gone, where I will reappear. I will be reborn.
Okay.
But it's mentioned like Gantva is actually the past, you know. Having gone. But it says where, having gone, I will reappear. So where will I be reborn? Literally.
Yes. It's already difficult in English.
Yeah. It's kind of, but that's the way you say it in Pāli.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
That's right. And so the teacher, Atassa Satta Maya Puchita Panyoeva Taya Visajitoti. So again, to her, dative.
Assa.
So here last time we talked about variations of assa. So, this is the case where it is a pronoun. And so it's either dative or genitive. So you remember we went through that. If you see assa, then you have three major guesses what it could be. It could be a pronoun, meaning to if it's dative, or of if it's genitive, or it could be a horse. and it could be from the root, the optative of the root us, which means would be. You know, you can see that in the context these are not ambiguous. That only one of them will make sense. So to her, the teacher says Maya Pucheta Panyoeva Taya Visajitoti. So by the question was asked by me, by you was answered. Dutiyam sadhukarang datava uttarimpi pucci. So the second praise or second sadhu, having given the second sadhu, he further asked. Uttari further pucci asked. Ajahn Gavisako, please.
Atha kasma na jana siti puttha jana miti vade siti. So then why atha kasma, then why being asked puttha, so that's a feminine form, so she is the one who is being asked. Najana siti, don't you know? Or you don't know, being asked, you don't know. Jana miti vadesiti, you are saying, I know. Right. And then the reply is Marana bhavang janami bante tasma evam vademiti. So Marana bhavang janami, I know literally the state of dying, I know the state of the fact of the nature of dying. Marana bhava janami bante tasma, therefore evam vademiti. Therefore I say thus.
You have to remember she's been cultivating mindfulness of death for 3 years, so this is the obvious context.
Yeah. Okay, so therefore
that's the only thing she can think of, when you ask, do you know? Of course I know, I've been thinking about it for 3 years.
Yeah, I know the nature of dying. Therefore I say thus, and then atthasa satha maya puchita panho yeva tassa visajitoti tatyang sadukarang datva uttarimpi puchi. So again, the same sentence basically. Then the teacher thinking. This is like basically a thought, or it's a subclause, but ending with T, which is formulated like a sentence, But in Pāli, that can just refer to like a thought. The teacher thinking, she has answered the question that was asked by me. So visajito is from visajana is used even in modern Thai or in kind of monastic circles. It just means answering questions or about clarifying doubts and vinaya, and it's called visajana. Visajana, I think double J, visajana.
But you're talking about in Thai.
But well, I think anywhere in Buddhist Theravada countries that word it's called pucha visajana. It's when we say in English Q&A basically. Then in Thailand they say pucha visajana, but I think in Sri Lanka it'll be the same. Everybody understands this combination of pucha visajana, question answer. But it's taken basically from the Pāli text.
Yeah, and it's very clear that.
Yeah. So again, when the teacher thought like this, then he gave the third sadhu, tatyam sadukaram datva, and asked further, uttarimpi puchi. Attha kasma janasiti puttha na janamiti varesiti. And then why, when being asked, you answer, I don't know. Okay. And then she replies, Mama marana bhavang eva aham janami ante. So that is, I know Bante, my marana bhavang eva, my state of death, my something like that, my nature of death. I know my nature of death, Bante. Rattindiva pubbanha adisupana asukka kale namam marisami tina janami tasma evam vademiti. So I'm not sure what is that, such asuka kale. Oh yeah, such and such a time. Aha. So Rattindiva pubbanha adisu. So adi means beginning with, and it always refers to you quote a few items, 1, 2, 3, whatever, adi, meaning starting with this, from here, etc. Exactly. So knowing the Rattindiva is the days and nights and days, and you have a mistake here. It's not Rathi plus Diva, but it's Ratti. There is no H. Yeah, Ratti. Ratti is night, Diva is day, Pubbanha is the mornings, right? Pubbanha. So starting with days and nights and morning and so on and so on. So she doesn't know at the exact time, which day, which night, or which morning it will happen. I don't know nama, Marisamiti na janami. I will die. Marisamiti. I don't know. So I don't know when exactly I will die at such and such a time. Therefore, I speak thus.
And that's right. And then we have the Chatuttang Sadhukarang Datava.
Same thing again, and then he gives the fourth.
Please.
Yeah, he gives the fourth sadhu, and then Parisang Amantitva, and then he like addresses the assembly. Parisa is the assembly, meaning the people there. Amantet is to address, to say. Ittakang nama tumhe imaya katitang janatha kevalam ujhayateva. So ittakang nama tumhe katitang janatha. So you don't know, you najanatha don't know.
Talking to the crowd here. So Najanata is he's addressing the crowd.
The crowd, exactly. Here is using the plural form, like in the normal sense, talking with the people and saying to them that sort of like you don't even know this much of what is being said. Maya katita.
By the girl.
Yeah, by the girl. So what is being said, katheti means to say, to teach. So of what is being said, even this amount, you don't know. And then kevalam ujhayate. And ujhayate is to criticize, right? Or to kind of complain or something.
That's right.
And kevalam means like entire or full, but I'm not sure here how we would translate it.
Here just means merely.
Okay.
Only, or just.
So even so, you're just complaining or criticizing.
That's right. You don't know what the girl said. You're just complaining.
Could it not mean you're just full of complaints?
Or you could say all you're doing is complaining.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Okay. Right. Just complaining. Just complainers. Okay. And yesan hi panyacha kunati te andha eva. Oh, that's easy. So yesang panyacha kunati. The he is again as emphatic. So yesang of those. It's from ye, meaning those who. But yesang panyacha kunati. For those who have no eye of wisdom. Right? That's how it's formulated in Pāli. So nati, there is no panyachaku, there is no eye of wisdom. Te andha eva, they are blind. They are just blind. And yesang panyachaku ati, for those who have the eye of wisdom, te eva chakkumantoti, they are the ones with vision, you could say. They are the ones who see.
Chak, you can recognize the root, and mant, the suffix mant is having the eye or having the quality of vision.
Chakkumant, yeah, chakkumanta. Somebody who has the vision. Right.
So what is the panya chakku? How would you explain what does it mean to have the eye of wisdom? What should the eye of wisdom see?
Panya chakku. You want analysis, or you want?
What comes to your mind? This.
Because the commentaries they divide the three eyes, the panya chakku and dipa chakku and mangsa chakku. I think that's the standard definition. You can have the divine eye to see things far, psychically, or you can have the mangsa chakku, the flesh eye, which is your normal eyeball, which only sees limited things, or you have the panyachaku, which is the eye of wisdom.
So if you have the flesh eye, then you just see the trivial things.
Right.
If you have the dipa chakku, then you see heavenly things. What was the third eye that you said?
That's it. The Panyachaku is the third.
And that's right. And the Panyachaku, the eye of wisdom, which is you're able to see sufficient insight for the fruit of stream entry, which is connected to seeing impermanence. And the teaching here is about mindfulness of death. So that's where the Panyachaku is said to arise, is that your perception is no longer the trivial perception. We're not talking about seeing heavenly beings either, but whether your perception captures the understanding of right view in terms of impermanent conditions of which your body and your life is part of.
Mm-hmm.
So this is when we analyze the verse here, we talked a little bit about, what does it mean that you have insight, vipassati, not just seeing, not just passati. That panya means, wisdom means understanding well, abhijanati is understanding completely or completely comprehending, a term introduced or much used in Majjhima Nikaya 1. And the connected to, the somebody who sees well, this relies on the cultivation of yoniso manasikara, is that you're attending to the root, you're attending to the origin of things and how they arise and cease. And so that would be, you could say, that's when you can see. You're not blind in the world of living beings. You can see that.
Mm-hmm. And then just repeats the Gatha, the verse again. And
Antabhuto ayang loko tanuketa vipassati sakuno jalamuttova appo saggaya gacchati iti.
Mm-hmm.
And born blind is this world, or become blind. This world has become blind. There are few who can see with insight, just like there are few birds who escape the net. There are few who go to heaven. Let's continue. So, Desana avasane kumarika sotapane patittahi. So avasana is ending. So at the end, this is locative in time. At the end of this teaching, the girl, kumarika sotapattapali, so in the fruit of stream entry, she is established. This is past tense. She has attained the fruit. Mahajanasapi, so and also the great assembly and the people there. Satika Dhammadesana Ahositi. So Ahosi is the aorist, meaning that they were, they were with benefit they benefited from the Dhamma teaching. So Satika is Sa-atta Ika, Atta here meaning benefit or the purpose connected with the goal. So the girl has attained, has been established in the fruit of stream entry, but the Dhamma teaching was also for the benefit, was also beneficial for the great assembly.
Mm-hmm.
And so now the girl's story continues. Venerable Jnanateja, would you like to read for us?
So, sapi tasarapaching hetwa pitusantikang agamasi sopi nisim akowa niddayi. So, this is sapi the thread? I just made that up.
No, this is sa api. So and
okay, sorry. And her
tasarapaching is the shuttle basket.
Oh, okay. So having taken the shuttle basket to the father.
That's right. Pitu Santikang is the presence of the father.
Agamasi. This is Agamasi. That's
arrived or came or.
Yeah, okay. And he was lying down sleeping?
That's right. Or sitting.
Sitting.
Nisina.
Okay.
That's right.
Nissinaka. So he was Nissinaka, somebody who is asleep.
Okay.
Who is sitting.
So he was okay. So whilst this was going on, he was sat at home and he fell asleep in his chair.
That's right.
Nida is sleep, basically.
Okay. So tasa asalake tawava tasarapaching upana mentia tasarapachi vemakotiang patihanitwa sadang kurumana. Is there another word there? I'm reading it. Kurumana patti. Okay, that's a long sentence.
That's right. Kurumana patti. I'll help you with this.
I think I need a bit of help.
This is very technical vocabulary of loom.
Okay, so tassa. So we're talking about the girl.
Yeah.
So lakha is a mark, like tilakana, like the triple mark.
Yeah.
And na sang, so negated. So not noticing, not marking, not noticing that the shuttle basket, the tasarapaching, upanamentia, that bringing the shuttle basket to the edge of the loom. Tasarapachi, this is the nominative. To the edge of the loom comes near, or touches, or the basket touch the edge of the loom, hitting it, so she accidentally hits the edge of the loom with the basket in her hand.
Oh, okay, so she dies.
And saddang kurumana pati. So saddang is sound. Sound. Kurumana is present participle from karoti. So a sound she makes. So making a sound. Karo. Pati is to fall. So the basket. So she accidentally, the basket gets caught or hits the edge of the loom, and she drops the basket. So it falls. And then, so from the sound, the father, so pabujitava, the father having awakened by the sound. Gahita nimitta means just grasping that sound, but instrumental is meaning that by that sound he wakes up. Vemakoti is the edge of the loom, and so he grabbed or pulled on the bar or the edge of the loom, and Vemakoti Gantava, this edge or bar or handle of the loom, having gone, or you can imagine swung out or fell down. Tang Kumarikang Ure Pahari. Ure is a locative in the chest. In the chest, Pahari is to hit or to strike. So this edge of the loom or this bar or some part of it hits the girl in the chest. Kumarikam Ure Pahari. And she, Sa Tateva Kalang Katava Tusita Bhavena Nibbatti. So from that's right. From there, having died, Kalang Katava is the idiom for finishing your time, doing your time is to die.
Lifelong sentence.
That's right. And Tusita Bhavane in the assembly of the Tusita heaven, she was reborn. She arose. And I collected here so sometimes people confuse this word with Libbana, Libbatti. And you can see here The root is different, but because how the vowels morph in their sounds, you get the double B from different roots. Right? The ni vat also becomes nibba, and the ni va also becomes nibba. Then so nibbatati is so the root is vat, to be something or proceed, and so this is rearise or meaning reborn. But the nibbana as the noun, that is neuter, is from va, to blow or emit something, and so, blowing out, like the fire is extinguished and blows out. And it's present, so nibbana is the noun, the extinguishment or the blowing out, and the verb is nibbati, nivati. That's the action of going out or being extinguished.
And there's another word, nibbida, which is again, some people mistake and think they're somehow related to nibbana, but nibbida again comes from a different root. I think it's from nirvindati, would be like to find, not finding something, trying to look for something and not finding it. And again, it does not have any connection with nibbana. Nibbida is like, disenchantment, but it comes from this vid. You can't basically in Pali, you can't just take it easy and think, oh, this is almost the same. It's except for one letter, it's almost the same. It must be definitely connected. Well, no, that's no guarantee at all. And it's the useful thing there.
You get the double B's. You get the double B's because all these roots start with V. Like ni is the prefix. The roots start with V. So what, va, vid. And so you get this double B that catches people's eye, but the roots have different meanings. Like vid is to feel and to like, and so with the negative prefix it means dislike or disenchantment, or disgust is sometimes used.
That's it, yeah. So that's good to know really, because you can make some silly mistakes like that and just looking at Pali, not knowing the roots. And what is useful sometimes is to look at the Sanskrit equivalent. You find often in the Pali dictionary, like what is the Sanskrit equivalent of this word, and that's where you will see that maybe two different Sanskrit words, when because of various changes that happen in Pali, they might actually sound the same in Pali, but they are actually coming from two different roots.
Would you continue the story for us, Jagga here?
Okay. Athassa pitatan olokento sakkala sarirena lohita makkitena patitva matang addasa. So then her father, Atha Assa Pita, so the Assa again here is of her, the father of her.
I think this is dative because the father looks at her.
Athassa Pita Tangolokento. Yeah, let's see how it's doing. So that Tangolokento, so the father looking at that. Olokati means to look at. Sakala sarirena, the whole body, the whole body. Sakala is. No, sorry. Not whole, but the Sakalam is something else. I can't remember now. Sarira is the body.
Whole body.
The entire body. That's right. The entire body.
Lohita makidena patitva matang adasa. So he saw adasa. Mata is dead, right? Died. Which died. And lohita makitena patitva. So there's blood. What is makita?
Makita is smeared with blood. Dots.
Smeared with blood. Okay, so it's sort of like all covered with blood. He saw his dead body. And fallen down. Patitva, covered with not body, but covered with blood.
Sorry, yes.
Lohitam is of course blood, Patitva is from patati to fall. So the body was fallen down dead. Mata means from miyati to die, and mata. Yeah.
And then Atassa.
Atassa mahasoko upaji, and then for him arose a great sorrow. Atha asa means like of him or for him, again dative genitive. Mahasoko means maha
Big.
soka, so it's not maha asoka. I mean technically it could be, because if you have compound maha and then the next word starts with soka or asoka, it actually comes out the same. There's no way to distinguish, so you have to kind of guess, but usually it's clear. In this case it must be mahasoka, the great sorrow. Upaji, from upajati to arise. Okay, so namamasokang anyo nibape tung sakhisatiti rodanto sattu santikangantva tamatangaro chetva, and so on. So he is crying, rodanto, crying, he is crying, namamasokang anyo nibape. So my sorrow, nobody else is able to extinguish. So he is thinking, and then there is this clause with ending with T. So he thinking, nobody else. So you see, mama sokang is my sorrow. Sakhisati is from to be able to extinguish. Nibapeti is to extinguish, to bring to extinguishment. Nibapetung is the infinitive. So nobody else is able to extinguish my sorrow. And then he's crying, Sattu Santikangatva, going to the present Santikang of the master, and Tamatang Arochitva, and telling him the meaning of what happened. Telling him the meaning.
Like this matter, this issue, Atta here is a matter or issue. This matter having told him.
And then Bante Sokang me Nibbape Tati A. And then he said, Aha, Bante, extinguish my sorrow. Nibbapeti, and then he says Nibbape Ta. Again, using the plural form here. It doesn't say Nibbape he, like extinguish, like a command, but Nibbape Ta is the plural. You know, like when we do it's the same difference as when we do the confession, then passasi bhante or passata, passasi avuso or passata bhante, you know. So we are switching between this polite plural form or the normal. Yeah. Okay, imperative. You have a mistake there. Imperative should be imperative.
Sorry.
Okay. Right.
Satta tang samma sitavam. So the teacher having appeased her. What's the translation there?
Consoled.
Consoled the teacher having consoled her. I found it interesting. It comes from the same root as breathing. Digam asasamiti. Ma sochi upasaka. Don't sorrow, don't grieve, upasaka. So you recognize the prohibition, or in the sentences telling somebody to not do something is expressed with ma. Ma sochi, don't sorrow, upasaka, don't. Anamata maggas manihi. Sangsare tava evameta ditu maranakale. Vaggaharita asu chatunlang mahasamuddanang udakato atirika taranti vatava. So he gives him a teaching on the unknowable beginning of samsara. So they recognize asming, this is locative with going with samsara. So in samsara, there is no measuring, there is no knowing of the beginning. The anamata, so agga here is the beginning or top or end point. And anamata comes from anu, not mata, where mata is not from death. So it's not dead, but it's the past participle of manyati, which is to think or to have a view or to imagine. And here, meaning known or measured. So unknowable, unmeasurable is the beginning of samsara. So tava evameva ditu. So just like that, the daughters who have died, you have shed more tears for daughters who have died. Paggaharita assu. Assu is you recognize here tears being shed. Greater atirekatara.
Again, the apostrophe there should be behind after the N rather than as it is now. Ranti. Yeah.
That's right. So the tears that you have shed at the death of daughters, are greater, atirikatarang. Greater, udakato is you recognize the to for ablative, greater from or greater than the water in the 4 great oceans. That's right. So you recognize this type of teaching from before. So having said this, whatever, given him a teaching, katesi, about the unknowable beginning of samsara. So sanubhuta soko sattarang. So he's the tanu is few or less. His sorrow, his grief becomes less. So his sorrow being lessened. Sattarang pabbhajitam yachitava. So yachitava is a request. Having requested pabbhaja. Having requested pabbhaja from the teacher. So yachitava takes is a ditransitive, meaning it takes 2 objects because you ask something from somebody. So from the teacher, he requested going forth, and ladda is to you recognize get, obtain, labati. So gaining, obtaining upasampada. Na chiraseva arahattam papuniti. In no long time he attained the state of the arahant. So the father gets out better than the daughter because the father becomes arahant.
Wow. Yeah, that's a classic story. So they all know this story from the Dhammapada. So the commentary kind of story.
I think it's a useful story sometimes when you attend funerals, for example, or when you have people that talk to you about a death that seems unreasonable, like somebody dying in a car crash or dying after a routine operation. They just don't wake up after the anesthesia, or there's a death that seems unjust, or they don't feel that this person should have died. And this is exactly that kind of situation, is that she just dies because she accidentally made a sound with the basket, and the father, does something with the loom falls on her, and bam, she's dead. And this is the nature of it. If you don't cultivate, if people have not cultivated mindfulness of death, then they are crying like a frightened animal when they see the reality of it.
And there is this formulation there that we actually chant during, it's one of those chants in our chanting book actually for the funeral chanting, is the Adhuvang Jivitang, Duvang Maranang, what is it?
That's right. So that was at
the beginning. So it's from this. So it's actually so popular that it's made it into the standard chanting, this story. Yeah. Jivitang Mayaniatang. Maranang Maniatang. This is that's where it comes from.
This here. So when the Buddha gives the first teaching at Alavi, Aduvam me Jivitang, Duvam me Maranang, Avassam Maya Maratang. So this is the standard teaching of how why is it that you cultivate mindfulness of death? That this is the reality that we should be facing and come to terms with.
Yeah.
But it's also interesting to me that, what is the type of reflection that the Buddha gives in response to this kind of grief is that the unknowable beginning of samsara is that this grief that you feel, this sorrow that you feel is incomparable to the suffering that you have previously suffered. This kind of situation has happened to you so many times along the cycles of birth and death that this is how you should reflect and recognize that what you experience is only a little, and to arouse this passion, you reflect on that there's much greater suffering going on. And that teaching might not, connect well with Westerners if you don't introduce it in the right way, but you find the right teaching for the right people, I suppose. But it was just interesting that that of the different ways of responding to grief, to sorrow over death, this is something that you can remember.
Yeah, it's a classic story, and certainly any traditional people from traditional Buddhist countries will be familiar with it, like Sri Lankans, I think. Going to funerals, good to know this one. Yeah.
If no more comments, then